In this video, we're going to feature 3 keys that I think complement each other very well in this ongoing conversation of how chaotic the low-key pug world actually is. I actually just had a comment on a previous video the other day where the player said that they believe pugging at like a relatively high level was actually impossible based on what they had been seeing in the game and what we have also been showcasing here on the channel. And they actually said that they believed getting to 3K in a purely pug setting would be impossible, which is actually crazy because we have just done that on this channel. I'm sure many people have done this now after the absurd nerfs that have come this season. And it really makes you wonder how best to get through to people that, like, you know, this low-key chaos you guys are seeing is not what the real world actually looks like. This is not Blizzard making this content this difficult. This is the actual people playing the game making it this difficult. We're going to show you 3 clips of that right now. Let's get to it. First one, we're going to start with Cinder Brew Meadery. I mean, there's a lot to go over on the screen right now. What are some things that you guys noticed? Okay, first thing we're looking at is an in-progress run. I'm sure a lot of people do this where they don't realize it's going to be worth recording until it is, so no big deal. I appreciate you sending it in anyway. We got 22 deaths. All right, 22 deaths. The name of the video, by the way, The Undefeated Bee, so you understand why they have 22 deaths at this point. We also have 3 mages. What is going on in this game? Who the hell invited this? Like, why would you build a composition with 1 DPS class? That is so bizarre. We don't even have the trifecta where we have 1 arcane, frost, and fire each. Instead, we got people like this. Take a look at the damage chart. Top DPS, Snore Mage. Here we go. Big burst. Here we go. Stand in a puddle, die. I wonder why they're wiping to the boss. I wonder what the 22 deaths are from. So Mage dies basically on the pull. We have, it looks like we have a battle res. You can kind of see it. It's like right here. I'm trying to move. There it is. It's just like a 1. It says 1, battle res 1. It's right there. 45 seconds until a second battle res. We're not going to use either of them, all right? So we're going to just do the whole fight. I don't know how many times I actually wiped to this boss specifically. Yeah, they're just going to go ahead and not use the battle res. Mage is calling for the combat res. You see everybody's just getting absolutely housed on this. We're not doing the bees right. I mean, obviously it's a little bit harder with 1 dead, but we have now 5. Looks like 5 bees up. Tank is getting owned by this. Barely able to sustain this. I'm not really sure how he's even still alive. But we are going to have another DPS death here. This fight, I really feel like I understand the least out of maybe any fight in the dungeon. I really don't understand why the bees are bad. I don't understand what they do, but it looks like they constantly like shoot out at a player and maybe they put a dot on them or something like that. I don't know. The healing frames aren't indicating anything I've never seen before, but yeah, the mage is going to go down and then the tank is ultimately going to go down. And that is now another wipe to the boss that we are calling undefeated. So on the way back, we're kind of being like really defeatist. I mean, I guess I can't blame them. We didn't get to see what the previous attempts look like, but if that's a representative attempt, it ain't looking good. But I think, like I said in previous videos, a lot of people are getting really overwhelmed by Tyrannical and Fortified. I think Blizzard really messed this up by taking these core affixes and making them more of a difficulty spike than something you gradually explore. It's way worse with the death affix, but I bet, yeah, 7s are a real wall for a lot of people who go 1 through 6 thinking all of these bosses are just like very easy. So we are going to pull the boss a second time, and we almost got it down here, guys. 20%, 17%, 16%. Did he just like totally turn his back to the boss there? Watch it again. We have the boss here. It looks like he's already kind of got his back turned. Going to maybe gather the bees. I'm not really sure, but yeah, just like actually 180 behind the paladin is the bee boss and just absolutely decimating. I think he might have ran through a puddle too, but that, you know, magic debuff does a lot of damage there. We die with a plethora of CDs available. Looks like we have bubble, AD, potion, lay on hands, maybe some other stuff that aren't being tracked here on here as well. Boss at 13% though, man. It's not over. This is definitely killable from here. We got the powerhouse triple mage composition. They're going to be slinging spells. Oh, but the AoE comes out, takes out the priest. It's a fight for survival. 1 mage down, 3% health. Second mage. Oh, we got a battle res or something? I don't even know. That mage is back alive. Dead again. 1 mage left. The boss is at 1%, just kind of wildly kiting it around sub 1%. We go popping everything we possibly can, and we just kind of like run into a puddle and die. I think it was ultimately gonna be hard to finish it from there, but that boss is gonna die at 0.6%. Nobody even comments. They just run back and do it again. So I don't know, maybe this happened multiple times where you like barely kill the boss, but the fact that you actually guys wiped there to sub 1%, that's remarkable. You don't see that very frequently in the Mythic Plus world, and that is enough for them. They don't really care anymore. One of the 3 mages has left. The other guy was still like really optimistic optimistic. He goes, I swear, I hope I get the neck in this run. This is a wild 7. The guy who wants the neck so bad, he says, we can try to finish. The next boss is free. They are gonna try it too, which is really commendable, honestly. This is like the theme of the season right now, dude. Early leavers. I mean, obviously you're not upgrading this key. You haven't been upgrading this key for a mile. I just don't really get what the point of leaving is. You know what I mean? Like, what was that guy mad that they weren't able to solo save it? I don't really know. But again, doing pretty well. Sub 50 here. Looks like the biggest issue they're having, though, is the tank maybe picking up the bees. I don't know how easy this is as a non-Blood Death Knight, but as a Blood Death Knight, I can actually, you know, just death grip them in. But yeah, we're going to see the one of the 3 mages that's still here. He's going to just get meleeed by that bee off in the far right. Here they come. It's actually the one that spawns first. It makes me think that this guy did like a lot of damage to it because it's already chasing him. So I think, yeah, he's just getting meleeed by it and he got maybe full damage done to it or something like that. And then, yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't know. This is tough because as a Blood Death Knight, I can literally just grip these mobs. It makes it very, very easy. But sometimes people get hit by the bees. I don't know. I'm shocked to see that actually kill somebody. Just falling further and further behind with the bees, though. I mean, this is obviously way harder without 5 people. It's like a little cluster of bees we have right here. It ain't looking pretty. And we are now going to have another death, another DPS death, and things are again falling apart here. It's just like a swarm of bees. Like, I just don't think you could kill the fight when you have this many targets alive. So they are now officially going to give up after trying to 4-man the boss. And yeah, I don't know, man. The boss just beating people. So when you talk about the chaos of low keys, I feel like that's a big issue, right? I feel like Blizzard kind of set players up for this by putting Tyrannical not till 7. I know that everybody wanted keys to be easier, but it doesn't really work that way, man. The game is hard. It's supposed to be hard. You're going to run into challenges. So when you do 6 levels of relatively easy content and then you jump into a dungeon where the boss is just farming you, this is something that you should have been able to be prepared for coming into it. But because of the low key difficulty plus the lack of the affixes, the kill times are so short that these mistakes just don't matter. Like the same situation without Tyrannical, they would have killed this boss probably 3 times now. But we got another one. This is actually from Jix. Jix returning to Vengeance for the season, just getting back into it right now, and a couple red flags flying around here in this key. These guys are like literally like having a conversation in the chat that has nothing to do with the dungeon. This is so awkward. I hate this. I cannot stand when people do this, where they're just having like an actual non-related dungeon conversation in party chat while everything is just like, they're actually like typing while they're in combat. That guy dies like right after he's done typing, right? Anyway, it's not going to be a long one. We're going to take a look at the first boss here, and that's all we're going to see. Very unsure about what the hunter is doing right now. You see him moving around. He's just kind of standing there. His pets are by his side. Watch the start of this again. Here's the hunter. We can see him. He's not doing any damage at all. Literally totally AFK right now. 0 DPS on the chart. Faux flipper mechanic. It's going to target him. He's going to get charged. And I think maybe because he does that disengage, he maybe gets like knocked out of the arena or something like that. I'm not really sure, but like mid disengage, he gets hit. And then all of a sudden you can see the map. He's like insanely far away. He's like 100 and some yards away at this point. He's going to come back with turtle up. Okay. So still has yet to do a single point in damage. We're here now though. You see the damage chart. He's finally attacking. You might be able to tell what the ultimate problem is going to be already. The delta between the bosses is getting absurd. I mean, we do have one guy doing 2.3 million DPS on this boss. This is without Bloodlust. He's probably putting full damage into the tank mob because that boss is really, really low. It is in the 40s right now. A 40% delta between the 2 enemies, where we have basically 2 DPS equaling 1 other. So yeah, I mean, that tells you that the paladin is just doing nothing but attacking that mob. It is insane to watch it. Like, they keep doing it. It's a 4. I mean, again, no Tyrannical. They are just gonna straight up annihilate this thing, like if it was the goal. Tank dies with the pummeler at 63%. This is insane. Just total obliviousness to the fact that they need to die together. I mean, this is actually kind of crazy because if this wasn't this high of a delta, it wouldn't even be a problem. Look, we already have a bunch of stacks, up to 12 stacks of this failure, and everybody is pretty fine. Like, the healer is actually just keeping everybody alive here, but this guy is not dying fast. He's in the 30s now at this point. People are starting to get really, really, really in danger, and they are all gonna go down here. We're up to 20 stacks of this, and the paladin is going to follow them to the grave. Jix, maybe a shot at solo saving it, but the shaman onks, it doesn't matter. I don't think it matters if you onk it. You're not going to heal through this. I mean, there's just no way. The only person who can survive this is the tank. This is a lot of damage though, and I guess it keeps stacking up infinitely. I've never really seen it go this bad, so I have no idea. Yeah, ultimately Jix is going to succumb to this. Up to 40 stacks right there, and I think you know what's coming next. Of course, course, we got a lever. And guess who it was? The hunter who, yeah, from Quel'Thalas gets knocked away or does 0 damage. I don't even understand what the hell that was, but that's the guy doing 534k on the fight. I mean, with the deaths, obviously doesn't help that you start out with 0. Those players are simply unaware that they did something wrong. And the fact that it never even gets brought up while they're wiping to it, this is what really scares me about low-key pugging, because I really do feel like a lot of people just are not interested in figuring these things out for themselves. And we have comments like that left on these channels regularly where people are blaming Blizzard for this. A comment gets left saying something like, you shouldn't have to do homework for low keys. You shouldn't have to be looking up videos. This stuff should be obvious. And I mean, I think it is. I think it is. If you have 40 stacks of a debuff and one mob is dead and the other one isn't, I think it's pretty clear. You know, people are just not looking. They're not paying attention. They're not trying to learn. You don't necessarily need to be reading a thesis on how to do a 4, but you better be able to identify it on the fly and try to fix it. But we are going to show one more clip today. This is a lot. That's actually crazy. It really could have been its own video, but it's just so short. I didn't really want to. But before we talk about it, I want to show you, we're back with the fella who submitted the Steam Deck run. So he actually submitted this and then commented saying that his computer is no longer functional. It broke or something. Graphics card broke. So this is the only way he can play WoW. This is why he is doing it. We had a really long, spirited discussion in that comment section about the Steam Deck. If you guys want to talk about that more, please, I have to ask you to do that there, because I don't want to make every one of this guy's reviews about this again. I mean, we're going to be looking at a bit of a unicorn in the pug world. This is a disband before the key starts. You don't see this very frequently, but when you do, it's always interesting. So we are waiting to start pretty much our favorite dungeon. This might be the Atoll of the season, Cinder Brew Meadery. And as we do the countdown with the Havoc Demon Hunter in the key, we see the Hunter's pets just kind of run out there. I have no idea why. Hunter actually says sorry for it. He didn't seem to do it intentionally. I don't really know. Instead of just fighting it, they just like run out. And then, yeah, while they're outside, we get this comment. I leave, GG, says the group leader, Havoc Demon Hunter. I'm trying to watch to see if the guy actually does like metamorphosis or something like this, because we saw it in BFA. This is actually one of the worst things we had seen at the time, but it was kind of for the opposite direction. Like, the group leader is the guy doing the countdown, and you would think that if anything was going to happen, it would be because of this, but he doesn't use metamorphosis. I don't know. I don't understand. I really don't understand this. Like, who the hell cares? I mean, like, what is the difference? That you just spent all this time putting the group together. We actually show a little bit of that, right? Like, they're here summoning, preparing for the dungeon, like minutes are going by, and then the pulling of the trash before the dungeon starts just makes this guy just want to give up already. I don't even know. Like, he's down there. He's leaving. Look at the dot on the map. He's not even thinking about it. He's going somewhere else. He's gonna go do some world quests or something like that. The mage replies, ? And he actually gives a little bit of an insight. He says, why aggro? Troll ? Like, it was a fucking accident, brother. What are you talking about? He says, I don't want lost my key. Sorry. Next time, don't aggro. As the hunter says, bro, I misclicked. Chill. Like, what the fuck are we looking at? I have no idea, dude. Man, just that behavior, you're only gonna see in that setting. It's really, really strange. We talk a lot about like red flags and stuff, and like, okay, yeah, I get it. Like, all right, that guy accidentally aggroes something that you're not trying to fight. Maybe he's not gonna have like full control over his character. I don't know, man. But to react that way, whoa, you're pretty wild, man. That is something. I don't think I'll ever see something like that again. And I really think all three of these clips just encapsulate, like, we got a triple mage comp that can't kill a boss, not battle resing, people standing in swirls. Then we got a group that's just like totally oblivious to the actual like only hard part of the fight, keeping them the same health. And then we got a demon hunter who is like so on edge, blaming the hunter like that, and then just leaving a key that he probably spent like a good amount of time putting together for himself, coveting that key so severely that he will not allow somebody to make even the most minor of mistakes. If this does not encapsulate what the chaos of the low-key pugging world looks like, I'm not sure what will, but I know you guys will keep sending me great ones, and we will keep trying to find out. Thank you guys for all the submissions. We already have some amazing ones, and there are more to come. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned. We'll be back with streaming this week, normal schedule. We will see you guys there, and if not, no worries. We'll catch you guys for more crazy submissions and reviews for next weekend. Thank you for watching. We will see you guys in the next one.